Hi everyone. In this webinar, we are unveiling Microsoft Project. We will understand versions, licenses, and options. As we have multiple versions of Microsoft Project, it's kind of difficult sometimes to see which is the proper tool that is required for our organization. I am Virgil Andre, PMP, Senior PPM Consultant, Microsoft Certified Trainer at EcoStars Plan. Now, let's go further. When we are using Microsoft Project, actually Microsoft has multiple tools inside. And in this webinar, we're going to see what it's all about. First of all, in this Microsoft Project architecture, we see multiple tools. If we go on Project Home, we'll see a list of projects that are available within our environment. Now, let's go directly within Project Home. Now, on Microsoft 365, if we go to Project, first time we are going to see this Project Home view. Now, what's happened here? We are going to see a list of recent projects from which we have a different source. For example, here is written project PWA. So what is all about? Also, you can see project, and in brackets we can see EPMO2, also project accelerator, and we can have some more projects as well. Now you need to understand that project means project for the web, which is a more simplified version of Microsoft Project Online. This is based on Dataverse. Then further, Project Web App, it's based on Project Online. And further, we can choose a different environment in Dataverse for Project for the Web. I'll explain this to you further. Now, what happens if we click New Plan? If we use the button New Plan in the Project Home view, actually we are going to create a project for the web. Now, Project for the Web, as mentioned, is a simplified way of project management. So let's see, for example, if we are going to use a project management template. Let's use a template. Now what happens, Microsoft will populate for us the list of activities, and we have this simplified view. This is, I repeat, project for the web. Okay, now if I go back to the project home view, I can see that this new project is listed here, source project, some seconds ago. So now let's come back and see what is all about with these versions. Now, as mentioned, project home, we can see the list of projects. Further, in project home, we can have project for the web projects. Now, there is a big, let's say, promotion about Microsoft Planner that is becoming project for the web, or vice versa. So actually what will happen is that Microsoft Planner will take some of the project for the web features, and the most expected feature for Microsoft Planner is that the allocated tasks for each individual will be visible inside Planner. So if we create a project in Project for the Web, people will be able to see their own tasks within Microsoft Planner together with my to-do lists as well. Okay, so let's dive into each of these tools so that you can have a better overview. In the same time, you can see also on this side, we have the licenses. So for Microsoft Project, you have Project P1, P3, Project P5. This will give you access. So if you have Project P1, you have Project for the Web. This will also give you the planner functionalities, more advanced functionalities for Planner are in Project P3, as well with Project for the Web, Project Online, and Project Desktop Line. These are all available within Project P3. Okay, now going again, Project Home, we have a list of existing projects. Going further, inside Project for the Web, Project Web App, here we can have a project center. So this is mostly used for complex projects where we need a project site. So here we can have a project site for each individual project. Then inside the project center, we can see the list of projects available within our environment. Now, all these projects are projects created with Project Online, or in a similar manner, they can be created with Project Desktop and further synchronized within our Project Online server or platform. Now, if I click on a project within the project center, what happens? I will open the project site. So now I'm in Project Medicenter site. We can have project details, this can be customized, and also you can have the schedule part. So the schedule part is visible here and can be viewed as a project online directly in the browser. So here we have, let's say, more lighter version of project within project online. And here you can do scheduling and simple updates, and as well as filters and some other fast actions. Okay, now going further, so we've discussed about that. Additionally, we have SharePoint. So the projects can be stored within the project center, that is on Project Web app. It can be synchronized with the desktop client as mentioned, so you can have standalone project synchronized to the Project Web App client and the site in order to be able to have the project center. Further, all this can be synchronized with SharePoint Online Content Database. So this means that for our project, we can have an individual SharePoint site where you can do, as usual, share documents, upload new documents, have a news feed. So you have your own SharePoint for each individual project. So this is kind of powerful for complex projects. Okay, now project desktop, as mentioned, we have the old classic project desktop that can be synchronized. In project desktop, we have advanced features as required for experienced project planners or project managers in order to do different activity links, filters, resource allocation, and do advanced analysis. Okay, now going further to Project for the Web. So what can we do with Project for the Web? First of all, Project for the Web has the data stored in Dataverse. So this is the big difference, one of the big differences compared to Project Online that has the data stored in SharePoint Online. What happens is that with the new data store in Dataverse, we can have connectors within the Power Apps platform, and we can link other information from the company, like contract management data, financial information, risks, and so on. Also, we have directly the users that are in our Microsoft 365 groups can be synchronized in our projects. Also, we'll be able to synchronize and work directly in Microsoft Teams with all the projects. So that's why going to Project for the Web is something new, and it's something that will simplify the overall workflow. Okay, now Project for the Web has different templates available. Also, Microsoft is doing a lot of updates currently, and you will see as the time passes a lot of new features coming on. What can you do? As mentioned, you can assign people from your Microsoft 365 account. That's very fast. You can use different columns, custom columns, have the person complete, so it's pretty intuitive. You can have also the different views like the Kanban board, and here you can decide to see this by different buckets, and you'll be able to group by bucket or do different filters. Further, you have the timeline view. In the timeline view, you have activity links, so it's the basic timeline view, and you can also do a filter for the critical path if you want. Further on, Project for the Web gives directly some charts in order to see number of tasks assigned to who, what is overall allocation, so you have some custom charts. Okay, now sometimes it's not sufficient to use the charts that already inside Project for the Web. So that's why we can come and use the Project Accelerator. What is Project Accelerator? Well, the Project Accelerator is built on Power Platform. It's a custom app that can be used. Microsoft already shared this app for free, so you can install the Accelerator. There are some steps, of course, required, some recommendation. For example, it's recommended to add it on a separate environment. So the thing is that with the Project Accelerator, you are able to add additional elements for your project. For example, you can do portfolio management. For example, you can have different programs, and inside each of the program, you can have different projects. Now, this view is for each user. Here I can see my active projects, and this is based on my user. Now, for each individual project, for example, construction, highway construction, for each project, I can have different information. For example, I have different sheets, summary, I can have the name, who is the owner, if this belongs to a program, business unit. This is very important. The business unit, this is inside your Microsoft account, and this is linked to Microsoft Dynamics. So here you can, let's say, build your organigram of your company, and you can decide who can see which projects in your organization. For example, if you have this by different countries or by different departments. Further, you can have calendars, and you can have start date, finish date, efforts. Further, you can have a business case. So this is something additional that can be within your environment and for your project. Then you can have the financial part, you can have the resources, and here it's also important, you can have the project resources that are synchronized with your Microsoft 365 account, meaning the people that were added initially to this project group will be available to be added as resources to your project. Further on, you can do the scheduling part. So this is project for the web. So in this moment, I am within the Power Apps app, and I'm using project for the web. I'm able to use project for the web for project planning, meaning assigning resources, start, finish date, and all the other options like building links, see the timelines, and so on. Further on, we have the risks part, meaning we can add potential risks for our projects. We can add also issues if a risk is impacted. We can add issues. Change management, this is also important. We can add and track all the changes regarding scope or time changes for our project. And further on, we have a sheet for a status where you can have the status reports that are monthly or periodically being done for our project. So this is also very important. Being in Power Apps, it means that for any company require customization, you can simply do the customization. Of course, it's good to have some experience to do the customization, meaning adding some additional fields, columns, or additional sheets if you need for your project. Okay, so this was Project Accelerator for projects for the web. Now, what happens is that people usually are lost in so many apps. So where should I do the updates? Where should I see the overall projects? So that's why Microsoft is simplifying all this with Microsoft Teams, meaning that in Microsoft Teams, you can import the link that you had for the project. So usually it's the project manager that is doing that, or the PMO, and they can directly integrate the project within Microsoft Teams. So actually for individual team members, they will be able to do everything inside their Teams channel. So this is pretty simple stuff. So everything will be managed here. So imagine that the project team members will just click on the tab inside the project channel, and here they will just do their regular updates. Okay, so within Teams, they will be able to do the updates as mentioned, and they can also open it directly if needed in Project for the Web. Okay, what else to be said on these all options is that you can have Power BI as well. So Power BI, it's a powerful tool if you don't know it already, in order to do automatic reports. So Microsoft has also a list of templates. Actually, it's a package with multiple templates, I think 13 templates, that can be installed and linked to project for the web and Project Accelerator in order to be able to better track all your company projects. So you have portfolio dashboards, financials, timeline. Now, who can see all this information? So this can be according to the users, business units, so this can be customized by environment, and the views can be then filtered according to the access rights. We have a resource dashboard, also resource assignment, who is doing which projects. Further, we can have the resource allocation, meaning what is the progress for each resource. So this is pretty powerful. Task overview, what are the tasks that are for specific users. So all these views are according to the user. So I can see this list of tasks, but another user can see a lot other list of tasks. Okay, my work. So actually in my work, I have only the tasks that are assigned to me as user. In coming previously to task overview, it depends if I have a filter or something else. If not, I will see the overall tasks. Okay, going further, I have a timeline view. This is my timeline, so it's a personal timeline on the projects that I'm assigned to. So we'll see what are the projects at which I'm assigned and what remains to be done in the following period. Okay, so this is the Power BI and the power of reporting directly with Power BI. This is kind of automatic. We can synchronize Power BI once per day. So at the end of the day, we'll have the synchronization. So this is pretty fast. Then for the project creation and updates in Dataverse, it's almost instantly. So once you do a project, the data is visible in Dataverse. Okay. For the companies needing more complex projects, you can use Power BI with Project Web App. So Power BI can, in this situation, be synchronized with Project Online, Project Web App information. And this situation, carefully, we'll be able to see here only the projects from Project Web App. So if you need to combine Project Web App with Project for the Web, then additional customization can be done to handle all that. So this is Power BI using the Project Web App project. So this is also very powerful for complex projects. Okay, so this being said, this is the overall overview on Microsoft Project. What are the apps in Microsoft Project? So as a recap, we have the Project Home view. Then inside the Project Home view, we can have projects that have been created by the Project Online desktop client, synchronized with Project Online, where we can have SharePoint sites with different documents. Also, we can have project for the web and projects created with project for the web. Now, coming to Planner, what Planner is expected to do is to, as mentioned, collect all the tasks and have a simplified view with all the tasks that are assigned to the individual users according to project for the web allocations, for example. Then project roadmap, we haven't discussed about that. So the roadmap is a custom view that can be manually built by the project manager, for example. So he can add rows for each project. He can add projects, also some milestones, and like that, it's like an overall roadmap actually for several projects. So to know where we are. Okay, so this is the roadmap. Okay. Um, okay. If you have any questions about Microsoft Project Apps, you can join us and ask the questions. Usually there are different questions on what happens with Planner, Project for the Web, how the acceleration customization are being done. So we are open to answer to all your questions. Thank you.